It's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hold up. Yeah.
Buy as much Tron as you possibly can, TRON, right now. You guys see what BMNR is doing, right? Tron, SBET. By the way, SOLT is SOLT. That's the Solana ETF. That's been pretty interesting. And you got XRPT, which is down today. So keep an eye on that. All right, we'll get right into the review. If you're just joining us, over the next 5 or 6 days, I'm going to try to show you the 1,046 trades in a row for profitability based on the trade that I have developed over the last 20 years. These last 3 years now, we haven't had one loss, which is starting to become a little bit absurd to even say that out loud, but I can prove it. There was 6 more, 7 more on Friday, 3 more today, 4 more today. This trade's an example of the setup that works every time, and it is a good example, I guess, because it's in the news. We trade mostly stocks that are in the news and companies that reported earnings. So in the news enough. This Tron stock is a, I guess you could call it a tracking stock for Tron. If you guys don't know about Tron, it's one of the cryptocurrencies that I own. So this was SMR, I think a couple of weeks ago, or SM something. They changed the symbol to Tron, which was smart. And, it's just in the go up rally of everything go up rally, which If you guys don't know, I'm going to be bringing out my own coin soon, and it's going to be awesome. There's going to be a limited supply and massive demand, which I heard kind of makes things move. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go nuke my coffee. Before we get started, I hope you guys are not short the cues. This morning, that was a brief trade, as it is quite often a brief trade. It's always a brief trade because shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. I'm not trying to joke around today. I'm in a pretty fucking foul mood, but let's just get right into it, because if you're shorting the market, you got something seriously wrong with you. All right, you're taking a trade that just it works 7% of the time, and I've got a trade that works 100% of the time. I think the choice is clear, which you should stay focused on. But I'll show you why we were shorting the Qs this morning. Sorry, not we. I was shorting the Qs. I came in long because I held them Friday into the close because the market never goes down. So you just expect them to rip into the close almost every day. So got paid and decided to hold it over the weekend. I assume we were just going to gap up and go today. Kind of surprised we're only up $1.66 at this moment. But this morning when I woke up, the Qs were still below the topping area from the overnight session. And then fast forward to right around here, as they couldn't get over the highs of the day, I decided to sell my overnight long and go short, because I thought maybe they would try to bring us back to prior day VWAP one more time, and almost got there. But again, the first rule of shorting the Qs is, first, you shouldn't short the Qs. Second is you shouldn't short the Qs. Third is you shouldn't short the Qs. But if you are going to short the Qs, better do it under VWAP, breaking pre-market levels, right? So in that moment, you took advantage of it. But the best part about shorting the Qs is that you know it's not going to last. You probably shouldn't be doing it in the first place. So what you're waiting for is not just a cover, but to cover and go long. And obviously it's speaking for itself right now, as each time the market's tried to go under VWAP, that is the fake out, shakeout, breakout. So the more times you see the Qs underneath the VWAP, knowing that we don't go down anymore, right? The market doesn't go down anymore. Sometime in September, maybe we'll have one down day and everybody will make a big deal of it. And then we'll go up for 5 or 6 straight months after that. I just sold some Tron at 749, by the way. Thank you very much. Just taking some off. That's me on the offer right now at 749. Because I sell stocks when they go from half numbers to whole numbers, or whole numbers to half numbers. let's not get distracted. Let me get done with the QQQ conversation, and then I'll show you some of the trades from Friday and some of them from today. So the idea is that the market never goes down, right? And I know it sounds funny, but it's true. Market never goes down. So if you're waiting for confirmation, so let's say somebody says something ridiculous to you, like the Qs never go down, chances are they're going to be up today. And you have this really amazing feeling that the market's going to go down for some reason. You're wrong. So then you wait for the market to confirm, hey, well, this guy says the market never goes down. It looks kind of flat to sideways. Oh, okay, does it? Well, it already sold off this morning for 4 minutes. That's all you're going to get. And then it breaks back over the VWAP. But you see these moments right here where they go under the VWAP, they break a recent low, and then they come back. These are faux show bro moments on the QQQ that never goes down. So the fake out, shake out, breakouts, right? So even this last one. So the market, what it tries to do is it convinces the feeble-minded that there's a chance for it to go down, right? We understand that it doesn't go down anymore, right? And whatever, it doesn't go down anymore. Whatever, that's the mode we're in since April 9th. We don't go down. May 12th, power gap. We'll be going over this on Saturday. What happened on April 9th? What happened on May 12th? You should know. What happened last Friday? We had a blow-off top intraday earnings reversal day. That usually begets or begins a downtrend of the market. It didn't, because we never go down. So all those moments, let's assume that this is like weeks and months you're looking at data. Market tried to go down, goes down a little bit lower, then it comes back, starts to go back up. Market goes down, goes a little lower, then it comes back. Market goes down, goes a little lower, then it comes back. Those comebacks are your chance to buy, because what the market's doing here is it's convincing the feeble-minded morons that we could actually go down, and we can't, right? So not only do the shorters who are, again, just getting in, the longs that are thinking, oh man, this market's run too far, blah, blah, blah. I need a reason to sell, blah, blah, blah. Oh no. So the shorters get on the wrong side, and the longs who just got stopped out, they get the fear of missing out. Everybody piles back in, and you get a nice rip. And that's why the faux show bro is the greatest trade ever. So now you take that information. You still joining me? I'll just wait for a couple more people to show up. Hold on. All right. So I'll go over it one more time, right? I don't buy weed stocks. It's like buying Chinese stocks. I don't care that they're having a day. I'll short them tomorrow. I'm not interested at all, because I have a trade that works every time. It's kind of where I've been going lately. It works every time. So let's talk about some of them. Let's talk about TTD, right? Now, maybe you sat here on Friday and you were thinking that this was going to be the one. This was going to be the one that broke the streak of 1,000. At the time, it was 1,030 in a row that had worked. Well, you lose. If you're betting against this trade, you lose again. So TTD, disaster from Friday, right? Anybody know what TTD does? What their business model is? Exactly. Nobody cares. So the only reason I'm looking at TTD is I don't know what they do, nor do I care. Never really care about what these companies do, except, as far as pin action, BMNR was hot today, so we went and bought the Tron and SBET. It's kind of, you vaguely need to know about what they do. But again, I don't know what TTD does. Apparently, they're not doing it too well, right? Stock got smoked. That's where I come in. Because I know the market, no matter how terrible a stock is, at some point, somebody will want to buy it and the shorts will want to cover, right? So in this case, there was nothing going on all day, all morning, all just awful. And normally we're just buyers of dips because it's a no-brainer in a market that never goes down. But in this case, we looked at the long-term chart, right? Here's the yearly chart. And there really wasn't any real area of support until around right here, kind of where it had a little battle once before. So because it had a battle there once before, we said, hey, you know what? As much as I like buying stocks on dips because the market never goes down and earnings reports tend to break VWAP and go up, let's wait this one out. So we waited to see if it actually would plummet. Now, again, some people took an opportunity to short it. I didn't. Right? But let me show you on it's 30 days. So kind of made it close to that level, right? So we got a little bit bullish down there. Let's fast forward to what we did on Friday. So right out of the gate, this thing plummeted even more, right? Luckily, we weren't looking to buy the first dip. And you got a little faux show bro action right there, right? So basically your faux show is you're just waiting for the market to find the spot, bounce, break it, and then come back. So that kind of happened right there, right? And the more you become familiar with the fake out shakeout, you'll be buying the stock on the way back up using the two bottoms of the candles as the wrap. We'll be going over this on Saturday over and over again, which is what I'm going to be doing all week. I'm mostly just doing reviews because I want to see if I can get to every, all 1,000 charts. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but if we just stay focused on the last 30 or 40, it's the same trade over and over again. You'll get it. So here, this was a VWAP retrace. So stocks are programmed when they start to move up to go test the blue line. And then it makes a new decision whether it's going to stay above it or crater back down. Obviously, you saw what happened, but this is a trade in itself. Fake out, shakeout. We're buying here at $55, and the stock got to 56 and change. Now here, I'm not thinking that it's going to roll over and die, but it did. Wah, wah. So when it did, you sold the rest of what you owned for maybe a flat trade or a small loss even. But then we watched. We're like, oh man, this thing's a piece of garbage. Can't stay above VWAP, rolling over and dying. We sold it. And then here you go. Little faux show bro action. Bang, bang. Comes back. And this time I was a little late because I wanted to see it get back above my original faux show. So there's the fake out. There's a shakeout. Here it starts rallying. I should have bought it here, but I bought it here. Same basic trade, $54. Retraced to the VWAP. This time I said, hey, last time it let us down. Let's sell. Right? That's us. Bang to the penny. This was us selling. But because we don't sell everything at one price, because we had to wait to see if this time would be different, this time it was different. And you got another little payday above the VWAP. And what was really nice about this move, it happened in the middle of the day where you generally don't get VWAP breaks. But because we don't sell it all at one price, next thing you know, we're getting paid here, a little chopperooski there. And as we sell here, what I'll teach you is that when you sell some, then you just raise your stop to a higher level, and then you can't lose. So if you were using your entry price as a stop and then you sold some here, now you use one of the pivot points as your stop. And then when you sold some here, maybe you use the other pivot points as your stops. And you see, inevitably, we got paid And then it rolled over and got me out because I raised my stops to these levels, and inevitably I got out. But that TTD action yesterday or Friday, you got to come in today and say, hey, remember that TTD stock? I certainly do. Man, that was a grind on Friday. I know, but we got paid. Let's see if anybody is sniffing around at those levels from Friday. That's a good idea. I'm glad I thought of it. So I walked in this morning and I was like, man, that TTD really does stink. It's going down again. Nobody loves it. Oh, wait, what are those red lines? Oh, those are the red lines that meant something to us last week. Oh, and look, they're going to mean something to us again this week because levels that meant something on Friday tend to play out the following day, if not for the next couple of days. So if you were looking for a reason to buy it and you were on Friday, why not look for a reason to buy it today? How about a faux show? Not a classic, but you broke pre-market lows, came back. Then you broke VWAP, ripped, came back, tested the VWAP. And again, a little late to the party here, but still 54.75, basically the same price I bought it from on Friday. Little entry point right there. Stock pops $1. You got your 300 shares. You are now a profitable day trader and staying consistent with a trade that continues to work over and over again. So TTD for the win. Now, you went back to what? You guys remember ELF? So ELF was about 3 days ago, right? Monster crushed it, right? Next thing you know, what are we doing? We're playing the faux show, bro. VWAP break to the blue line to the orange line. Everybody's getting paid. Monster trade. Hey, worked once. Let's watch it the next day. Faux show, bro. Multi-day to the blue line, right? So, hey, I worked a couple of days in a row. I'm going to watch ELF this morning and see what happens. Faux show, bro. Missed it. But then it came back to do me the favor by faux show broing again. So this is what makes this trade so awesome. It replicates and it keeps showing up. And what you do is you go back and check if there's a faux show bro on a stock that you were hoping there'd be a faux show bro on. If it does show up, buy the stock. So here you go. Fake out, shake out, VWAP break 107, retrace back to the highs of the day. That's a 3-point trade, 300 shares. You're making yourself $1,000. But my favorite trade of the day was AI. You guys heard of AI, right? Are they even an AI stock? Who cares? Did they report earnings? They did. And they're getting smoked. Stock got slammed on Friday and slammed again this morning. The company said, we suck so bad, we might have to change our symbol. We're embarrassed that our symbol is AI. What's wrong with us? We're the worst company in the world. Oh, are you? Great. Little opening session right there, little faux show right at the open. Then it breaks back over the VWAP. Then it breaks back over the highs of the day. Buy it. I heard the numbers were terrible. Great. Did it just faux show, bro? VWAP break on an earnings report? The trade that never fails? The answer is yes. Buy it. Buy it and buy all you can, right? Because you had the orange line up here telling you that I can buy this stock at $15.40 with basically 40 cents of risk, 60 cents on the rest, with a possible move of at least $1.50 to possibly more. How you doing? So faux show, bro, VWAP break, earnings report, blue line to orange line. The trade hasn't failed in 3 years. Now, if you're trading options, want to see something really cool? With Thinkorswim, you could take the trade and you could put the option contract. And again, which option contract are you buying? You're buying the at the money as close to expiration as you can, so that you had one choice, right? 15s. And your 15s, there's your faux show. There's your purchase price at 102. And the contract went to 250. Thank you very much. My name's Kenny Glick. This trade works every time. So your option contract went from $1 to 250, which is close to a 137.5.643% gain. You want more? Let's continue. All right. So then you had this other one called Rocket Labs. No, before Rocket Labs, let's talk about Serve. Right? Wonderful trade on Friday. Right? My favorite trade because this is the one I played the best. Got a little faux show right at the open. I took advantage of it. Next thing you know, I'm in the stock at $10.30. Rips to 11. I'm cashing out up there because I love half number, whole number trades. Got stopped out on the way back down. No harm, no foul. It was a great sell on the way back down because look, the stock really never really recovered. But then I walk in today. Hey, that Serve really was a great trade on Friday. Let's see what happens this morning. Little 1 minute multi-day VWAP collision right there, and then just rips. If you missed the first rip, what are you waiting for? Confirmation, faux show, above the VWAP this time, telling the buyers are still there. Why not take a shot at 1061 with 8 cents of risk, and you make yourself 50 cents. Not bad. Now, again, not a classic trade, but enough to get paid, right? Now, if you are following along with what I'm bringing you here, right? By the way, XYZ, I'll show you that one. That was from Friday. Do you know the name? Do you know the name of the trade? La, 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 la. Do you know the name of the trade? That the number one trade? AI was awesome, but there's one that's better. Do you know the name of it? I will give you a hint. They reported earnings. They reported earnings. They missed, apparently, analyst estimates. According to the headline, their sales dropped 15.6%. I'll give you another hint. They're not an AI, quantum, chip, or Bitcoin related. We kind of went off the deep end here on this one. Anyone? I'll wait. By the way, what you're seeing on the tickers down there, those are all the earnings reports from the last couple of days. And most of those stocks have remained in play. And if anybody is short Groupon, send me your confirmation. I'll send you a $10 gift card because nothing would please me more to see that stock back at zero. I'm not going to tell you if I'm short or long right now. What do you think? Groupon to zero. But Peloton, another monster trade from the last couple of days. All right. Maybe you don't know what stock. AAON. So let's go through the checklist of why you should have been watching this stock. Did they report earnings? Yeah. Are they getting smoked? Certainly are. Does the market ever go down? No. So what are you looking to do? I'm looking to buy it. What's AAON? Don't know. Don't know. I heard maybe air conditioning. I have no freaking clue. Doesn't matter. Did they report earnings? Yes. Are they getting smoked? Certainly are. Are we in a bull market? Yep, never ends. Perpetual fucking bull market that never ends, ever. Right? So then you got to be looking for a reason to buy AAON, no matter what it is. Oh, wait. Did it just faux show, bro, right before the open? It certainly did. Now, here's the open. Woo! There's the VWAP break. That's $63. The stock went to 65 in 9 seconds. It's a payday. But let's say you weren't there. Maybe you were watching Tron or the Qs or the 19 other 100 stocks that are awesome because the market never goes down right now. I stay focused on earnings reports. So let's say you missed the first move. When it comes back to hold the VWAP from above, that's the market telling you, hey, I'll give you one last chance to get involved. Do it. Get involved off the VWAP. And as my nephew, who never traded before in his life, as I just showed him this trade, he said to me, so let me get this straight. If the stock pops above VWAP and then tests it from on top and then starts to rally again, I should buy the stock and use the VWAP as my stop? Yes, sir. And only do that trade now, and you'll probably come out ahead, and now you don't have to go to college. And my brother-in-law was very happy about that because he already has one kid in college, and he's not too concerned if his second kid goes to college. Anyway, but look at this trade, and look where the orange line is, right? So how do we identify risk reward, right? Risk reward. You hear it all the time. What is it? How much money am I risking? How much money am I willing to risk and possibly lose to the extent of how much money I'm going to make if I'm right about this trade? That is risk reward. So when you have risk reward in your favor, so the orange line is your reward at 70, what was it at the time? At the time, 71, it was 72.50 at the time. Now it's been adjusted to 71.82 because VWAP's a living, breathing thing. And I just got stopped out of the rest of my Tron at 7.29. Bye-bye, Tron. And that's the end of Tron. Don't trade without stops, do you? See? I don't even have to watch. Just got stopped out. But not a bad trade. Let me just talk about this Tron for a second now. See that 750 up there? Who was selling up there? I was. And I said, selling some at 748 and 49. Why? Because stocks love to go from a whole number to a half number. It's crazy. It just works. So obviously you got to fake out, shake out, VWAP, 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. The reason we bought the stock, most of the reason we bought the stock was BMNR was ripping. And Tron is like its illegitimate stepson. If you guys know about BMNR, by the way, held VWAP earlier. Some of our players are in it right now. I've sworn off the stock since Kathy Wood bought some. Meanwhile, she's up 100% because everyone's a genius and they'll go up rally from hell. Even Kathy Wood. Which is why I'm sick now. Because now that she's back on top, I want to puke. Because she's a hack. Anyway, I don't want to get all upset. George is getting upset talking about Kathy Wood. So Tron, right? Right? So how do we stay in the business? We buy low and sell high? No. It's about understanding price and understanding market mechanics. $7 stock gets you 50 cents. Usually that's a decent trade, if not a great trade. And again, we've seen some stocks go from 7 to 300, which kind of makes the 50-cent move irrelevant. But when you want to still base your trading in some sort of reality, in some sort of rational thought, that's a perfect trade, right? Your entry. So now, because I sold some at 7, again, I'm in at 7, sold some at 7.25, some at 7.36, 7.50, 49. On the way back down, my stop is 7.31. And that was where I got stopped out just now. So why 7.31? Because this was the pivot right there. And I placed my stop right at the pivot point. They got me. Bye-bye. And then I move on and I go find something else to do. So not a bad trade. Wasn't a monster, but another payday. So let's go through the ones that work every time. Pinterest. Right? Last week, if you guys were watching, Pinterest. Faux show, bro. 1 minute multi-day VWAP break on Pinterest. Phenomenal. Kimbo Slice, thoughts on day trading zero-date option on the Qs versus weeklies on individual names? Is this your first time here? It's okay if it is. All I trade is the zero-date options on the Qs. Yes. Greatest invention of all time? Yeah, I've heard of it. Love it. You know why? Because now I get to trade a $500 stock for 50 cents or $1. Love it. Usually I'm in them at the beginning of the day or the end of the day. Usually I'm buying the dip. Again, I could show it to you here. Check this out. Usually I just wait till the end of the day to do some gambling. We call it setting a $100 bill on fire. But lately your $100 bill has been turning into $300 bills, if there was such a thing. So what I like doing, again, based on the assumption that the market never goes down, ever again. Generational lows last Friday, right? What's your ideal price or strike? At the money for the day. So lotto play at the end of the day, which is what I really love. I'll show it to you here. So I got to go back to last week's options. So I got to put the date in. Hold on. I'll show it to you. It was the 574. What was it? The 575s going into the close. Yeah. 575s. Now watch this. I'm going to change 0811 to 08. What was Friday's? So it's 11th, 10, 9. It was the 8th. So I'm going to go. Watch this. 0808. How you like me now? Fancy, right? So now you could see the contract that we bought. And again, not only did we not send a $100 bill on fire, that $100 bill became $300, which was pretty sweet. And this is just based on an assumption, which is a great assumption to be trading right now. If you haven't heard, and I've been doing these midday shows, the assumption that the market never fucking goes down anymore, and it never will. So if you're coming in every day like you're going to be some hero shorting the market, trust me, it doesn't work. Maybe one day we'll get that one day where we sell off in September. Whoa! Run for the hills! Or you could trade like me now. And if you want to come in delusional enough to think the market's going to go down, let it at least prove it to you, right? Or do what I've been doing. Just assume we're going to rip into the close and crush everybody who thinks that the market has a chance of ever going down ever again. Wham. And I should have been buying them at a nickel. I was buying them here on the turn, 5 contracts for 20 cents and banging them out at 40 and 60 and then 50 on the way back down for 120-something% of the money. Now, I know what you're looking at right now. You say, oh, the market's pulling in right now. Is it? What are you going to do about it? You're going to short the market? Why? You're going to play the pullback on a $575 stock for 80 cents? Is that what you're going to do? Only to get robbed? Or wait for the suckers, because they'll get all suckered in. They'll probably be shorting here. The longs, again, if I was long the Qs right now, I'd be getting stopped out of some. You see how it's breaking back below a pivot point. So now the shorters, just imagine, they just got short right here. They're getting paid. Woo! They think they're onto something here, right? Okay. First rule of shorting is short-lived, and they're going to die, right? They're going to die. So what they're all hoping for right now, and I know one guy is probably short, right? I know for sure he's probably short right now because this is how he trades. Like I used to. I would normally be short now, but now I've just decided I'm not shorting anymore, right? I'm not going to take any short serious. Earlier today, VWAP break rollover, I got short. But now they're shorting. What are they waiting for? They're going to wait for the retrace to the Q, to the VWAP, which where they'll cover some, right? So now their stops, now that the trade's working, you got to take off some. And now you put your stop at break even because you're not going to let a short breathe. You're not going to let it go against you, right? Right? That one candle might be all you get. That might be new generational lows right there for all we know. So the market never goes down, ever. It just went down for a whole 60 seconds. Call your family. Look outside. Holy shit, a pig just flew by. Look at that. It's insane. Right? Or you do the smart thing. Don't short, right? And wait for the shorts to really think they're onto something. Because, again, middle of the day, you tend to get this meandering with the shorts. We'll get excited, right? Now, right now, they have a reason to be hopeful. They're still waiting for the VWAP retrace. VWAP breaks, they're going to retrace back to here. And there's the prior day VWAP. And we already hit it this morning. Right? Bang. Boom. So what I've been doing lately is I've been just waiting to victimize these morons. You want a short? Go ahead. Have your fun. Have your fun. I remember these days where I thought the market could actually go down for more than 7 or 8 minutes. Oh, I remember these days. Way back in I don't know, what was the last year we went down? 2018, 2019? Oh, 2023 we actually went down. But that was awesome that year because it eventually caught a nice bottom and rallied for 18 straight months. So that's what I do now. I wait to victimize my old self. Like I remember, I think through what I would be thinking now, and then right at that point where I'd get delusional enough to think we could actually keep going down, that's when you want to cover and go long. So I just wait to the go long part. Now listen, I don't want to root against you because I love when you make money. And that was a real reason to go short the Qs. Triple top break breaks it from on the way down. That's a significant moment. And you see, that's a day trade, right? There you go. You got your 50 cent on a $475 stock, $575. Look how much work you had to put in. And it still doesn't even want to give you more, right? You think you get at least $1 out of it? Come on. Anyway. But let me show you while you're delusional enough to think we're actually going to go down. And I'm hoping you are. I hope you shorted here. I hope you cover some. I hope it rolls over. And I hope you get paid because it's showing you, right? The market's telling you, you got a shot right now. But don't forget the rules of shorting the Qs if you are shorting the Qs. So let's take into consideration. Let's say you want to do some zero-date options. We might as well have this conversation. I got nothing else on. I could go. I'll show you the other 127 and 1,027 trades over the next couple of days. Let's talk about this because it's actually happening, right? So what do you think they're waiting for, right? Anybody who's short, they're waiting to see what happens at VWAP, right? They're gonna bid in. Their bids are for 575.28. So should yours. Because you're required to do something at VWAP when it gets there. So you're bidding in now at 28, right? Let's see what happens at 28. Well, you went to 29. Okay. I figured you hit 28 exactly. Come on. 28, 28, 28, 28, 28. There you go, 28. All right, so now you have covered some. So now you leave your stop at break even, But you cover here because VWAPian law states you must do something at VWAP, especially if you're shorting the Qs from on top and they come back to VWAP. You should be amazed that this even worked in the first place, right? But you got that's a day trading. That's day trading right there. Range break, VWAP retracement, right? So now, look, notice the bounce off it. Not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. It's rigged to VWAP. That's why we use it. By the way, there is another trade going on. I'm sorry. The Rumble is a full-blown reversal now, I think. No, almost. By the way, this was a wonderful trade from earlier. Another one. Chalk this one up as a VWAP break on an earnings report for the win. Got paid. And this one, again, became a VWAP break to the downside. You got paid on that one as well. All right. Let's stick with the Qs right now. If anybody is actually short, you've covered some. Now the moment of truth is here. You got your bounce off VWAP. It didn't do much, right? So now what you do is you adjust, right? All right. Now that it bounced off VWAP and didn't follow through, if you break even, if you're up there, now you lock into some more. So let's call it 475.67. The tops of these candles now are your new out. So now the short is thinking, please, not again. Oh, why can't it just break VWAP and tank? Because the market never goes down. But they're holding on to hope. But us, as we sit here, non-delusional, and understanding the market never goes down, we know that sometimes the VWAP retracement is all you're going to get. So you lower your stop, and it takes your emotion out of the trade. All right, if it breaks back over here, I'm done. If it stays below this line, I'll hang in there, hoping it breaks VWAP. And that's where you're at right now. Bros and hoes, I hope you're all right. Nothing would please me more to crush this fucking market. But I keep losing. And I'm happy, I can make my 20 cents and 50 cents here and there. But last Friday, not this past Friday, last Friday, seriously, might be new generational lows. All right, wait. Let's stop joking around for a second. If you're short right now, this is it. This is the moment of truth. This is it. If you don't roll now, you're going to get. This is what's the good part and the bad part. If you don't roll now, you're getting stopped out. But it's waiting for you right here. So the risk is limited. Let me tell you something. And I will go short the Qs inevitably. But I need to be convinced there's no such thing as over 100%. But 100%, I want to see it break VWAP, go here, test it from underneath, then roll, then go to the orange line, break that, come back, and can't get over the orange line, then that's when I'll join in. Because that's probably not going to happen. But right now, let's go. I'm rooting for you. Come on, baby. And by the way, trading between 12 and usually 2 can make all of us fools because a lot of times we're just going sideways. So this move now, we could be sitting here for a while. But right now, the shorter is thinking, I can't believe this is happening. This is the big one, Elizabeth. And no. So while I got you here, I bought some more silver. You guys still stacking silver? Bought more. I got my USA privies, star privies, and the eagle privy. You guys betting against the Yankees every day, right? I told you. Not here to debate with you. They suck. Right? I told you last week, you can't lose. It's like a stock, it's like a tech stock that is just exploded to the downside. The CEO has been indicted in fraud, and the bag holders don't want to give up, even though the stock's breaking VWAP and prior day VWAP. They suck. It's a trend. Just like this Q's hitting the VWAP, right? You got excited there for a second, right? You're shorting. You got excited, right? Oh, this is going to be different. Uh-huh. Sure. So let me go through a couple of other trades that I'm stalking. And by the way, I pretty much own no stock again because trading is so good. I don't need to take any additional risk. USAR, I don't know if you guys were with me last we did the show. I put this one on with you guys because of MP was rocking. USAR was great looking. By the way, I wanted to show you the MP trade. The USAR call spread worked on Friday. Why am I mentioning it? Because I wanted to show you this trade, right? So MP was another earnings report from last week, right? Absolutely annihilated this trade, right? Phenomenal. Right? We had the faux show, bro. VWAP break got paid on the long, got stopped out, then got short, blasted right down to the prior day VWAP. Ridiculous. Then a faux show, bro. VWAP, and we got paid again on the long. I mean, this stock was insane and nailed it from both sides. It was pretty sweet, right? So then we came in this morning and we said, hey, remember that MP trade? Yeah, let's watch it. When you can faux show, right? Fake out, shake out. And again, it's not classic. Usually you want the second candle lower than the first, right? But in this case, look at the pre-market lows as the fake out, shake out. You break through pre-market lows, generally you're getting hammered, right? But when the prior day VWAP acts as support of the shakeout area, that gives you your risk reward back in your favor. Look at this move, right? So let's assume you didn't buy the first move. You see when it comes back to test the VWAP on top, that's a new way to identify the risk, and you're buying here at 76.50 for an absolute rip right back to where those levels were that were important for us the prior day. Back up here. So awesome. But now look fast forward, right? This is a nice reminder that not only can you make money on the way up, but when you're getting stopped out of your long, why not crush the people that don't understand that you're getting out of your long and possibly going short? Because VWAP's telling you you have permission to do so now. Holds the VWAP, you got a faux show, and it didn't bro. And then it broke down. Then it tested VWAP from underneath. Suddenly the posture of this entire trade goes the other way, and now you've got a chance to short it, blue line to orange line. So the more you see the trade, the more you see the market mechanics, the more you understand that not every stock's going to go up. I'm holding my COVID and cruise lines on the 80s from the crash. Good. Remember when they told you that all the cruise lines were going out of business and the airlines would never recover? Yeah. Good times. And by the way, you won't have to worry about the next pandemic, because the next pandemic we're not coming back from. Because there's 3 reasons. I'm sorry to be so negative, but 3 reasons that if there's another pandemic, we're all dead. First, no one's going to believe it. Everyone will think it's some sort of AI thing going on, right? No one's going to believe it. Oh, you heard there's another pandemic? No, seriously, there's a new disease where you can spontaneously come. Oh, there goes a guy. Look, he just exploded. Nah, that shit's fake. That's not real. Then they'll tell us that you have to wear a mask. If you wear a mask, you won't spontaneously explode. No, my body, my choice. Another guy just exploded right there. I ain't wearing that mask. And third, same situation. Nobody's going to believe it until everyone's exploding. And next thing you know, we'll all be gone. So I don't know what my point was to that story. Oh, that's right. You can't believe anything except for VWAP, right? Because VWAP is the truth, the only truth left, not just in trading, but in life. In life, everything's fake. Everything's bullshit. All right, where's my shorter? Shootout coming out. Who saw? Who? By the way, anybody see Happy Gilmore too? It wasn't so bad. It is what it is. What'd you want it to be? People ripping on it. Here, so look, you see how they're making it very difficult to want to be short? So if you're using multiple stops, you're actually still short. Maybe they got you for some there, but you're in some because it's still in a little mini downtrend. Hey, while you got me here, I gotta go. I gotta split in 4 minutes. Anybody have any charts you want me to look at specifically right now? Speaking of COVID and crazy stocks, I'm actually a fan of shorting Carvana again. That had a little blow off top after the earnings report came out. Oh, by the way, is anybody long Palantir still? I sold some finally at 180. I still think the stock's going at 250, but I'm so willing to sell up here because we won, right? And we won. And I'm dying. I only got 150 shares left. I'm probably going to go back to, I'll show you what I'm doing. If anybody's concerned about Palantir, it's the earnings lows are my out. So earnings lows before the fake out shakeout. Earnings lows was around 171. That's my other stop. GTLB Netflix. Let's take a look. GitLab. Oh, sorry. GTLB. That's today. Today, a sell, a confirmation of a sell, and a confirmation of a sell. So hopefully you've sold today. As a matter of fact, this was a little reversal trade. Yeah, it'd be a sell today. Netflix, faux show bro, VWAP break, QQQ stock. None of them go down anymore, right? So just chopping around, VWAP break. And if you're in it and you're dying to sell some, pivot points are where you sell, and then VWAP would be the last of it. See right there, you're holding the consolidation area, tight stop right there, and then right underneath, that would be more or less the VWAP. That would be the out. By the way, this Rumble short, if anybody's in it, awesome, right? Just like the MP trade, made money on it upside. I'm not short, but if I was paying attention, I would have been short, and I'd been covering some here. I'd be covering some there, and looking like a full-blown reversal. You're 40 cents away from a full-blown reversal on that trade. So if you don't know, I'm going to be doing this when the market's closed. Bring your questions Saturday. I'll go over all these trades. And my goal this week is I'm going to do a lot of reviewing because I think now is a great time to be doing some reviewing. We're coming not to the end of earnings season, but we're getting less and less earnings now. I mean, there's plenty to go around. We still got NVIDIA coming out. But now is a good chance to do some review right into Saturday. And if you are still short the Qs, you're the greatest. Let's go. Hopefully it works out more for you. So now what are you looking for, right? So this consolidation has led to a little bit of a down move, right? Don't get excited, right? But if you do roll over, the last 3 pivot points are basically what you're looking for. So that's another 50 cents to the downside. And like I said, I'm rooting for you. I'd love to see it happen. And if you could get there, the pivot point from earlier now is below today's one-day VWAP. So that's a very, very achievable goal. Just don't get excited. Don't ever be excited about being short the market until I'm excited about it. And this is not the time. KSPI. What is that? I know that symbol, KSPI. Not a lot of volume, but you got a couple of blips below the VWAP. Yeah, rather be long than short, whatever that is. And I got a boogie. So this hour goes by really, really quickly. I'd like to show you some more of these trades. Hopefully you guys are around Saturday. Thursday night, I'm probably going to schmooze. And if you don't know, I'm doing a podcast. Well, I don't even know where I could to drop the link, but it's on my Hit the Bid page on YouTube. Me and Don Corleone from StockTwits. We did our first podcast. Pretty cool. You know, again, we come from two different ways of looking at the market, and I think that's good yin and yang. He's more about the fundamentals. He's got friends with all these analysts. I, on the other hand, am a jaded, cynical bastard who only cares about what the price of the stock is doing. And it's a great combination, actually. All right. Great to see you. I'll see you again tomorrow and for the rest of the week. And then it'll be Friday. And next thing it'll be Saturday. Then we get into the summer doldrums. Usually slows down last week of August. And then the market tries to go down in September. Usually, you know, hopefully we get it. You know, maybe we'll get a 5.5%, 7% correction in September like we usually get. I love it. I would love it to happen because then we really put our skills to good use. All right. Right now, good luck. If you are still short the Qs, just keep the stops on and milk this as much as you can. It's at least it's cooperating right now. All right. Be careful. Just be careful. Trust me. It's a losing trade. I've never blown up an account long. I've blown myself up plenty of times being, first of all, short the Qs amongst other